You have not been sleeping well.
I have not been sleeping well.
I have not been sleeping well. We have not been sleeping well.
I'm tired.
Yeah, very tired.
Yeah. I just sat down and I was like, whew.
Oh, don't get too comfortable because we're going to Lowe's. We're going to have a date night.
Date night. Woot, woot.
All right, guys, this is probably going to be a fairly short video. Just a really quick, I guess, recap on how the day went.
It's raining.
It is raining. We need the rain. Rain's good.
Rain beat me to my chores. So I got pretty wet and I had to pause. I'm hoping by the time we get back it'll be done raining and I can top off some more food.
Well, let's see. So this is day number 2 of Jim and I working on the ceiling. And we finished completely the west half of the ceiling and started on the very first row, getting a nice straight line and scribing the boards to do the cut.
That notorious first row.
That first row. But man, that went so much faster with
Help.
with helping hands. Yeah, so that's as far as we got today. We didn't finish the first row. We got it put up, straight line, scribed, taken down, and then tomorrow morning before Jim arrives, I will try to cut those boards so that way we can just start putting them up and then start putting the boards in.
Yes.
It's going to be a it'd be a little bit shorter of a day tomorrow because he has to leave to do another project. So, yeah. What do you think? How do you think it looks so far?
Looks good.
Yes, it does look good.
It looks good.
It does. It looks really good.
It's very. It was hard to picture, you know, as we were staining it all and the boards, you know, as they were originally, then sanded, then stained, and then kind of sitting, and then now that they're up on the ceiling, it's cool to see it finally up and to see the kind of the vision coming together. I guess because it's, you know, trying to picture the colors and how it's going to look with the walls and everything when you just have it sitting on the floor is very different than, you know, in the ceiling and at the angles. So
Yeah, so I think we probably have another day and a half worth of work before that's done, and then it's starting to work. Then it's me and Katie starting to work on the Barnwood, get that all cleaned up and prepped and ready to hang, and then Jim said you'll come back and help with those because those are heavy boards.
those are very heavy boards.
Those are very, very, very heavy boards.
And the rain, although needed, foiled my plan because today I had some time that I was going to work on starting to clean the boards, which, I mean, I guess we could put them out in the rain.
No. Let's try to
they
keep
get waterlogged.
Yeah, they haven't seen water for probably 20 years. So we'll do I don't know how we're going to clean them, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me because I was assuming power washing them. So if that's not the case, maybe the air compressor.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just envisioning power washing them and then spraying them with the cleaner and then letting them soak or sit and dry and then bringing them into the house. That was how I envisioned cleaning them. But if we don't want to get them wet, then I will need to know a different method of cleaning.
Yeah, and plus, if we do decide to get them wet to clean them, I think they have to dry before we put the treatment on it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to start it today so that we could have it, you know, in stages so that by the time we were ready for it, it would be cleaned and ready to go and acclimated to the temperature of the house.
But we're going to have to also wait for a good 5 days of no rain.
Don't know when that'll be.
I don't know either. Anyway, yeah, so we have to go to Lowe's because one of the things that I knew was going to happen as soon as we put up the tongue and groove boards is that I would lose access to the attic that is over the addition. One of the things that I need to do is put an attic ladder in probably the room that you're going to use as the office. But we don't have that in place yet. And so as soon as I put up the tongue and groove boards, I won't be able to get up there. And so there's a couple finishing touches I needed to do up there. I thought I had the right parts. I don't. We're going to go to Lowe's and get those right parts. It's minor stuff, but it needs to be there. And then I also just set off a bug bomb up there just to kill off anything like stink bugs, because we know stink bugs exist up there. And needs to wait 2 hours before we can do work, so I figured tonight's the last night to do it before it's fully ventilated out and ready for us to go back into the house by tomorrow morning. So we're off to Lowe's.
All right.
Is what we're going to do.
Kinsley's excited. She doesn't know it yet.
No, she doesn't know it yet.
But
she likes the car rides, and she likes the
attention at Lowe's.
The attention at Lowe's, yeah.
And all the extra treats.
Yeah.
She has a couple folks that as soon as they see her, whether they're working or not, if they happen to be in the store, they run right to her. And she gets so excited.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so I think that's it for today, love. It was a good, productive day. Mm-hmm. And I'm ready to get back from Lowe's from our date, mm-hmm. and then edit this video and go to bed.
Right. Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's like last night I was like, oh, I want to go to bed early. I think it was like 1 a.m. by the time I was finally tired enough to even try to go to bed. I'm the type of person that if I'm not tired enough to go to bed, I don't want to go to bed, because I'll just sit there and just be like... And I don't like doing activities in bed and reading in bed and being on my phone in bed. I like to separate those so that when I'm in bed, it's for sleeping. It's very much like how I like to do it. So sometimes if I'm just not tired enough, I'll sit out here for hours, and he'll be long passed out.
Yep.
Last night, the chickens all of the roosters started crowing at midnight last night. All of them. It was like a symphony of Duke, and then...
Drama Duke.
And then the Buckeye, and then the one in the tree, and then the hoop coops, and then the roosters by the pond. And it was like crow, 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 crow. And then the ones by the hoop coops on the hill got quiet, and then it was just the pond and Duke going back and forth. And it was so foggy last night. Mm. I could not see 5 feet in front of me. It was so thick and so hazy. So I'm out at midnight by myself. The dogs didn't get up and follow me. Kinsley was in with Nate sleeping. I go outside. Winston's passed out on the cot. Levi is up on the hill, passed out. And I'm walking with just a little headlamp. And, I'm just barely seeing enough in front of me. And I had to get probably from as close as me to the camera, which is about 3 feet, before I could see if all of the roosters and chickens were in the first coop right here, the little doghouse coop, and then make sure the ones were in the tree. And then I went to the hoop coop and checked on everyone, made sure nothing was happening. And then I went to the pond and started walking around, but I couldn't see any of the netting. I couldn't see anything. It was so eerie last night. It was just like... It was like a horror movie. Like, you hear these noises and you can hear like things in the woods, but you can't see anything. And I'm just like, huh, this could be interesting. Just walking around. And then finally I got Levi to come up kind of close to me, and he hung out. But I know if I made any noise or said anything or called the dogs, they would have came immediately. But it was one of those where it was like just wandering around, kind of doing one of these, like trying to see stuff last night. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, because I'll do that a lot. I'll just go outside randomly. If I hear a noise, and I'll just go investigate it and check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's like, what's the worst that could happen?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I hope we don't find out.
Yeah, so I like to think the doggies would have my back, but you never know.
They probably would. If they heard something
heard something, yeah. I feel very strongly that if the dogs are calm,
yes,
and sleeping and like relaxing, that there's nothing afoot.
Right, exactly. Because
they are very much attuned to anything out of the ordinary. So to me, it was like that roosters going back and forth must not be something new to them.
Yeah.
which during the day it happens, but at night it's very rare that at midnight it would be happening. I think it might have just been the fog was throwing them off or something, because it was a very different feeling outside, because it was still pretty warm out. It was still like 45 degrees out, but it was just this really thick, misty fog. It was very interesting. It was really cool. But you couldn't see anything, so I couldn't even take pictures. But the moon, you could see the moon. It was a little crescent moon, and that was really pretty. But I couldn't even see trees in front of me. Like, I had to get pretty close to them. So I was kind of trying to navigate, reminding myself where all the divots were, so I didn't, roll an ankle.
Well, hopefully we don't have fog rolling in for our date.
Oh man, little mystery and romance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
We good?
I think so.
We're good.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care. Bye.
Okay. I'm hungry.